Always say something. A prize, motherfucker.
What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm Demetrius Thigpen, also known as Meech, and welcome back to another episode of the Talkin Crazy Podcast. Now, before we get started with this podcast, actually, I'm going to do something different, all right? Do me a favor, listen to this episode in its entirety. And if this episode resonates, don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform and leave this podcast an honest rating or review. But most importantly, do not forget to subscribe to this podcast, all right? Now, with that being said, a while back, man, when I first started podcasting, I was a lot more interactive with the audience. I was a lot more interactive with the people that took the time out to listen to me. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what wire got crossed or what decision got made, but I stopped asking. I stopped asking the audience things, you know what I mean? And maybe it's because we switched to one episode a week, or honestly, I don't know what the fuck happened. I really don't. But I will say that I did miss it, okay? And today's episode is really an episode that I didn't pick. I didn't pick this episode. I asked for an extraordinary thought, and goddamn it, I got one in return. So today, shout out to, and I'm going to just say it how it is on Instagram, Carlos_Dos Bueno. He know me, though. He know me, Rosser. Appreciate this topic. And this topic, man, like, it's so crazy because I've never really talked about this on the show. I don't know why this never really came up, but I've never actually talked about this. So this is a new topic. And when I read it, I immediately gravitated towards it. Most importantly, though, shout out to everyone else that sent out like their topics, their extraordinary thoughts. Those are not about to get just thrown away. Those are going in here. And what I'm going to do is throughout this next year, I'm going to be utilizing those episodes. So you may hear your name on the podcast. You may hear your extraordinary thought on the podcast. But today we are talking about this one. And today's episode is all about new growth with old friends. Let's go ahead and get started. One thing about this episode is that it resonates with the whole new year, new me, but it also just correlates to the people that really listen to this show. You know, military service members, veterans, people that are trying to become a better version of yourself. Now, the problem when you're trying to become a better version of yourself is that there's going to be some growth. You feel me? Now, these are good problems. These are problems that you want to have. You know, you want to have this problem of growth, that the progress that you are making is starting to produce results. You are going to want to have that. You feel me? Also, take into consideration, so many of us got promoted this year. You feel me? Yours truly, August, I got promoted. But here's the problem, though. Some of our friends didn't get promoted. Here's the problem, though. We have came up with the idea that I'm going to grow. I want to become a better version of myself. I want to change my habits. But the people close to you, that's probably not a part of their plan. That's probably not something that they had in mind for themselves. They love it for you. In the beginning. They love it for you during. They love it for you when you're trusting the process. But the moment that the results happen and they realize that they didn't grow and you did, this is where the disconnect happens. You feel me? This is where the disconnect happens. And for some, man, like this disconnect can be so severe that you will actually revert back to who you used to be. That way you don't lose them in the progress. You feel me? You don't want to lose them in the process, but at the exact same time, it's like, dog, like you not growing, I'm growing. We gonna have to compromise. Fuck it. I'll just go back to who I used to be. And then you forgo all of this growth, all of this progress, all of that, just because the people that are close to you, they didn't. Switch gears a little bit. Let's switch gears a little bit. Maybe you got promoted. You feel me? New promotion. Maybe you a newly promoted staff sergeant, newly promoted gunnery sergeant, newly promoted first sergeant, mass sergeant, whatever the rank is. But your peers, and I sound real professional when I say that, your peers, your friends, your close ones, they didn't. It wasn't their time yet. Or maybe they got passed over and you're the one that got selected. And they showing up and they still interacting with you the same way. And although that's cool, you feel me? Especially when we in the car, you know, like, yeah, man, like everything all good. You feel me? But you doing that shit around the Junior Marines. Bro, you're not respecting the growth. You're not respecting the progress. You putting me in a position where I gotta hold you accountable for some things that you know we shouldn't even be having that type of conversation. You talking about, I ain't gonna never call you X, Y, and Z rank. Why, man? You would call so-and-so that? What's the disconnect? So that problem right there, it builds from that. But before we even get started, y'all know I got a story for you. And I remember around, I want to say, I was a Lance Corporal. And I had found out that I got selected for Corporal. The scores came out. I had to score. It showed in the system that I was Corporal selected. I was, all I had to do was just wait a couple of more days. You feel me? All I had to do was wait a couple of more days. But in great Meech fashion, I blew it. You know what I mean? I got a will not promote, not a non-rec. I got a will not promote because it was so close. So they had to say, it's not a non-rec. He's not recommended for promotion. We just not promoting him this month. That's how bad it was. And it stemmed from a disagreement that I had with another corporal. Now, this corporal, you know what I mean? We went to boot camp together. In fact, not only did we go to boot camp together, me and him were in the same platoon together. We would even go to MCT together. We would end up going to the schoolhouse. He was my roommate. Okay? Stay with me now. He was my roommate. And then we went our separate paths. He went to Japan. I ended up going to California. And I did my time in California and I built myself up, and then he shows up. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? And he was a corporal. Okay, meritoriously on top of that. So he had been doing his thing. And once again, I'm working my way up and I'm finally in that position where I'm about to be a corporal as well. And like good Marine fashion, I'm already acting like the rank that I'm supposed to be. I'm already acting like that. I'm carrying myself in that type of manner. You feel me? I got my own I got a fire team. I'm a Lance Corporal. I got a fire team. And egos collide. He was standing somewhere. I told him, I was like, hey, I need you to come over here. He gonna tell me who do I think I'm talking to. I looked over at him. I said, who the fuck are you talking to? And once again, we get into it. All right. And I don't mean to say once again, but we end up getting into it. And it was bad. It was real bad. We were arguing, going back and forth. He's saying, you gonna call me corporal. And I'm like, man, I ain't calling you shit. I went to boot camp with you. I went to MCT with you. I was in the schoolhouse with you. We was roommates. Man, these motherfuckers can call you whatever the fuck they want to call you. I'm going to call you whatever the fuck I feel like calling you. And matter of fact, man, if you feel like writing the counseling, you could take that counseling and shove it up your ass. I said this as a junior Marine. I said this. He had no choice but to go ahead and write that paperwork. And I remember pulling him off to the side. And I'm like, bro, man, like, you really going to do this? You feel me? Like, it's me. It's me. And guess what? He stood on that. And they will not promote me for that month. Luckily, I got the score the next month. And I ended up just getting promoted. But that taught me a valuable lesson. Okay? It really taught me a valuable lesson. Regardless of whatever the situation is. You feel me? You got to be able to respect. You got to be able to respect somebody for the growth that they have. Okay? You can't try to pull them down just because you haven't grown to their level yet or you haven't rose to that. Now, once again, before we even get started, I'm not trying to make this episode about one of those like respect the rank, respect me. No, not at all. What I am trying to explain to you is just because my mindset has changed, that don't mean my heart has. Just because my position has changed, that don't mean I don't give a fuck about you. Just because I'm in a new billet, I got a new rank. Just because I'm making different choices, that don't mean that I see you differently. But you gonna make me see you differently if you don't choose to grow with me. So with that being said, let's go ahead. Let's dive deeper into this. So let's pause this episode for a quick commercial break. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's going on, everybody? As we all know, mental health is a huge piece for me. And recently, as I become a better version of myself, I've decided that it's time for me to go to therapy because I understand how life can be a little overwhelming and we all need help navigating through the trenches of military service in and out of uniform. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. First, all you got to do is go to their site. Matter of fact, you can use my link right here. Answer a few questions and BetterHelp will match you with a professional who has years of experience helping people with struggles just like yours. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call or video chat or messaging, however you feel most comfortable. It's the easiest possible way to start talking to a therapist. You will be matched to a therapist usually within 48 hours so you can get started fast. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your home. Visit betterhelp.com/MeechSpeaks and enjoy a special discount on your first month. Now, the first thing I want to do is clear up the lies that people tell themselves or tell others when they see somebody having new habits, making new type of growth, getting a new rank, new position, new billet, etc. All right. First one, promotion equaling ego. All right. You think that my head done gotten big, or you think that I'm better than you because now I got a higher rank than you. You think that because I'm the boss now, when I used to be one of the boys, I'm better than you now. You think that because I'm going to the gym now, my body's starting to look good, I'm making a little bit of more money, that I'm better than you. But in the reality, that ain't nothing but fucking projection. I don't think anything. You think that. And if you knew me, bro, if you fucking knew me, you knew that that wasn't even in my heart. Yeah, my mindset has changed. My position has changed. And the thing is that I just got new responsibilities. And you a part of those responsibilities. You got to tell your people this. All right, I don't think I'm above you, but I ain't bigger than the program either. And with that, man, just because I'm your boss now, that don't mean that don't mean that we can fuck off. We got business that we got to take care of. You remember the same business that we used to take care of when we was peers? Now we just got to execute this. We got to execute this. Another lie that we tell ourselves is that distance equals betrayal. That because I'm not with you all the time and now I got to hang out with a different group or a different rank or just I'm around other people that I'm really deep down, I'm just not fucking with you. That ain't true. That ain't fucking, you can't go to the boss's meetings. You can't go to the boss's meetings. I'm keeping you at distance because of the simple fact that, bro, I got other things going on now. That's what that is. And to be honest with you, I really feel like a lot of times we create these negative results based off of lack of communication. That's really where this comes from. You think that because I got promoted, I have a bigger ego. You think that because there's distance between us, that there's some form of betrayal. And you also think that now because I have boundaries that I'm acting fake. It's not that. These boundaries came up because of now my new habits. These boundaries came up because of the new growth. These boundaries have now came up because of the new position that I'm in. These boundaries have now came up because I'm trying to just change into a better version of myself. And if I don't set boundaries, then I'm not going to be able to change. And you and I, we have to be able to communicate this. You feel me? Like, we have to be able to communicate this. If you need to pull me off to the side, pull me off to the fucking side. If I'm going to pull you off to the side, then I'm going to pull you off to the fucking side. I know a guy right now. You feel me? Me and him, we having a conversation. I had to tell him, bro, you got to talk to the guys. You got to talk to the guys, because if you don't talk to them, right? Like, if you don't talk to them, and I just really want to just say this real quick, because not only are there lies, there's also misconceptions. And the biggest misconception is that everybody is just going to fall in place. That's not necessarily the case. Sometimes you really got to pull your peoples off to the side. and let them know where we sit at right now. What is the mission? What is the scheme of maneuver now? What is the thing that we got to move forward with? And sometimes that's got to be a hard truth. Look, bro, I love you to death, but at the exact same time, I'm also your boss. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're fucking me over. You're fucking me over. That ain't me thinking that I'm above you. No, you fucking me over. There used to be a time when we used to fuck other people over. But right now, your behavior, the things that you doing, you screwing me over, bro. And I need you to lock in. And I will tell y'all this right now because I feel like it's one-sided. If your friend got promoted, you feel me? If your friend is in a new position, right? If your friend is now in a new billet, if your friend, right? Come on, he's making changes towards a different goal, and you not respecting it, how the fuck you think everybody else gonna do? What the fuck do you think everybody else is gonna do to it? You the baseline. You the baseline. People looking at you saying like, hey, that's his man's right there. If his man's ain't respecting him, why should I? If his man's ain't calling him by his rank, why should I? If his mans don't respect his position, why the fuck should I? If his mans don't respect his boundaries, his growth, his mindset, then why the fuck should I? And you got to really look at that. And I remember that because once again, I got passed over last year. All right. My best friend, Schaefer, me and Schaefer were on the same fucking board. Shafe got selected. I got passed over. I wallowed in my misery. I called fucking Shafe and I said, congratulations, Gunnery Sergeant. Congratulations. When me and Shafe will be in uniform, immediately I'm going to call him Gunnery Sergeant. You feel me? Because how can I be his friend if I'm disrespecting him? Let me rephrase that because how can I be his friend if I'm disrespecting his hard work? How can I be his friend if I'm disrespecting all of that fucking progress? If my mans ends up my boss, thank God, because it could have been a piece of shit, but I got my mans now. And I'm going to respect that because here's the thing, though. A lot of y'all look at y'all peoples that move up in these positions and you trying to treat them as equals, but you going to treat a complete stranger like he above you. You going to get somebody that ain't been in the trenches with you, ain't worked with you, ain't shed no tears with you, ain't gave up no blood for you. Less respect than somebody else? Come on. Come on. So I'll tell you because, yeah, I'm talking to, the people that are in that position, but I'm also talking to the people that are waiting. And a good example of this, and I remember listening it was a clip from the I think it's More Purpose podcast. They said that if your mans get blessed, you should be excited because that means that God in the neighborhood. It was, damn, that must be what he felt like when he said it because imagine, and this is a prime example. Shave got promoted on the 24 board, right? He got promoted on the 24 board. Next year, I got promoted. He was in the neighborhood. You feel me? He was in the neighborhood. So I would tell anybody that's listening to this, if your man is moving up into position, guess what? There's a blessing coming your way. You just got to act accordingly, though. You got to switch it. You got to start changing your mindset. You got to start switching it up. You got to start moving how you supposed to be moving because you also got to think about it like this. Your man's is sitting in those rooms talking to all these people. He can't even give you a fucking recommendation because you acting like a piece of shit because you think that they still boys. And if he did mention your name, they would look at him like, hey, maybe your leadership is compromised. Maybe your opinion is compromised. So put your peoples, cheer for your peoples, respect your peoples. Because if they in a good position, you might be in one too soon. Now, as we come to a close of this week's episode, one of the biggest things that I just really want to just say, and I just want to clear this up real quick, all right? Communication is always going to be key, okay? But at the exact same time, just because I'm in a new position, I don't mean that I'm better than you. Just because, right? Like, just because I done gotten a new rank That don't mean that me and you, we ain't good no more. But at the exact same time, you gotta still respect my boundaries. I don't work this hard, man. I done set all. Hell, you the one that told me all of this. You told me to set these boundaries. You told me to put my foot on their necks. You told me to work my ass off. You told me to take everything that was mine. You told me not to give up. And when I finally get the thing that I've been working for, it ruins us. Come on, bro. That ain't how we about to go out. That ain't how we about to move. We got to communicate that. We got to move accordingly. Because just because my mindset has changed, that don't mean that my heart has. And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, and leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Also, don't forget to head on over to TikTok or Instagram and follow me at Meech Speaks. That's right, Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled Meech. Stay motivated, stay healthy. I'm out.